stand by.
Alright y'all, welcome back to Combat Arms channel. So I hope all of you guys are doing awesome out there. It is almost winter. It already feels like winter here in Korea. And you guys can already tell I'm rocking a flannel. I'd like to keep rocking the Hawaiian shirts, but unfortunately it's getting pretty cold here. And I'm in the barracks, so for some reason they turn on the heat at specific times and it's not on yet. So I will be rocking the flannel as opposed to the Hawaiian shirt. So yeah, I might need to just buy some more flannels and just replace the whole mood with like a cozy flannel vibe. But yeah, unfortunately the Hawaiian shirts are gonna have to go away for a while. So I mean, it sucks, but it is what it is. So I hope you guys are doing okay. Again, I'm not a huge fan of winter, so I'm trying to just cope with the coldness. But I know a lot of you guys out there love the winter and love the cold. But for me, I know the colder it gets here in Korea, the closer it is for me to go back to the States, because I am going back to the States in the winter, probably around January, February timeframe. So yeah, that'll be pretty nice. So the colder it gets here, the closer I am to going back to the States. So that's the way I'm thinking about it. So you guys already know I'm not a huge fan of the cold, but that's my way to just, I don't know, I guess pep myself up. But today's video is going to be a very awesome one. This is actually a video that one of you all sent me, and it's about the SAS black kit. I'm not really sure if that's like the technical term, but it looks like a pretty old video. And I think this is just the kit that they're showing off that they used around the same time as the Iranian embassy siege. But regardless, it's a very cool historical video, and I think you guys will definitely get a kick out of it. Again, you guys know I love military gear. I love checking out the kit that other units use, especially these older units like the old school SAS. So this should be a very cool one. It's about 6 minutes long, but yeah, this is an awesome recommendation. So let's get into it.
This is equipment used in the assault team, commonly known as the black kit.
Yeah, so you can see a pretty old school video.
They're a good, lightweight, strong, robust boots. They're fireproof overalls.
Okay.
In the sleeves, you'll have a slot, which is an identification mark.
Okay, so again, I'm not going to try and pause it too much because this is just like super awesome, but you can imagine this gear is going to be extremely tailored to what they're doing and tailored specifically to the SAS. So whatever demands they want are pretty much going to be going into this kit. So you can see the whole identification marking. That's a big thing, especially when you're doing operations like the SAS. You need to be pretty good, or at least have the ability to identify your buddies. But yeah, we saw the awesome assault suit, which is, it kind of looks like the flight suit that I used to wear on my CQB team, but it might be made out of a slightly different material. But those were fire retardant, so I imagine these guys have a very similar get up. And then we also saw the boots. Now those boots look pretty old school, so I'm not sure I'd want to rock them now, but I'm sure it suited their purpose back in the day.
Obviously, once you get dressed up, it's very, very difficult to recognize individuals.
Those masks.
S10 respirator. This comes with a filter. This filter helps you against flash when you're going into the building.
Okay.
Your canister or filter. These keep out any gas, CS gas, and smoke.
That's a cool point of view.
They have lightweight gloves. Nice and flexible, thin, so you can feel safety catches, triggers.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Belt kit, ups waistcoat. Knife, it's not for stabbing people with, it's for cutting ropes. If you're abseiling, you get hung up.
Right. Okay, yeah, that's very tailored to the Iranian embassy siege, I guess. But jeez, those masks are absolutely iconic. I mean, just imagine someone throwing a flashbang in the room that you're in, goes off, and then all of a sudden you see these dudes wearing these scary looking gas masks coming at you. And yeah, it's awesome. Again, you can't really see so much of the person, so it kind of takes like the human aspect out of it. You just see these crazy beings and all this black gear just coming into this room. It sounds weird, but it's very intimidating. It's got a huge intimidation factor there. But yeah, the knife is a very important thing. People like to think people in the military have knives just in case they need to stab someone, but 99.9% of the time it's not going to be used for stabbing someone. It's just going to be used for, you know, cutting or utility or whatever it is. But yeah, their vests look like a pretty interesting setup. Again, very lightweight for what they're supposed to be doing. And then the gloves, again, he said lightweight gloves, nice and flexible. That's a very good point. a lot of times people get these very like rigid gloves with all this unnecessary padding, and they don't really know why they have all that stuff. So me personally, I like having flexible gloves just so I have that dexterity with my weapon or whatever task I'm trying to do, and have a little bit of coverage.
Kevlar helmets helps protect you.
Old school.
Get a shot in the head, you're dead. Also stops people from battering you with an iron bar or something as you have.
Yeah, it does.
It can be quite painful. Kevlar body armor with front and back ceramic plates. This weighs about 25 to 30 pounds. You wear all this equipment, shin guards, knee pads. Underneath that, you've got fireproof underwear, fireproof vest.
Okay. Wow.
But this kit can become too restrictive. You've still got to have that fluid motion, so you've got to balance speed of movement by personal safety. I'd rather be quick on my feet than bundled up like a knight in armour and end up dead.
I agree. I very much agree.
Things do suddenly go bad. What if, for example, hostages have been shot and the...
This is like an infomercial for like people joining the SAS. Like you always see like the old school like cop videos and the instructional videos on how to like shoot people or do these crazy arrests.
Breathe. Look out! Oh no! Hey! What's going on?
This is what this looks like, except it's for the SAS. And I don't know, it's kind of funny. I guess back in the day they did that stuff a lot more, especially during like World War II. They had all these instructional videos or these like motivational videos to sort of get people to understand what they do. But yeah, let's see how this looks. This looks pretty cool so far.
Squadron go in. What would an immediate action look like?
Dude.
Stand by, stand by.
So that violence of action, dude. Second to none with the SAS.
It's vitally important that even though you're moving very, very quickly, you mustn't forget your basic tactics of building clearing. You must cover each other down the corridor. When you get to the stronghold where the hostages are being kept, they must make sure that the rest of the team is with them before they go through that door.
Wow. Okay, that is super awesome how he's actually given like a little bit of insight for that. So of course, yeah, the SAS are going to be super quick because they're generally focused on like hostage rescue. I don't know what I was trying to say, but they're really focused on hostage rescue. So they need to be super quick. They need to be able to get to those rooms very quickly and basically just flow through the building as quick as possible, but also maintain their safety, maintain their security. Like you said, they need to make sure that there's people ready to go into the room. So you're not just having one person go into a room at a time, because when things are going super quick, then yeah, you might not notice there's no one with you, and you might go into a room by yourself, which is not ideal. So it's awesome that he's making that little distinction there. Dude, the MP5s with the flashlights, I love it.
None of this happens by accident. These drills have to be rehearsed, re-rehearsed, and rehearsed again. Of course,
Sure.
It helps if you have the right tools.
Very, very true. Oh, here we go. This is so cool.
MP5, extending stock. 9mm, very, very accurate weapon. Goes over your
Iconic.
shoulder, clips on, holds the weapon nice and firmly against your body if you have to use your hands.
Huh. I've never seen a weapon slung like this with the muzzle up.
Magazines, cocked and locked at all times.
Okay, you guys already know I love the magazine clamps. A lot of people think it's kind of like nerdy or just not really practical, but dude, the reloads are so fast when you have those.
Front, a torch. Where you point that torch is where your bullets is going to end up.
True. That's a good burst.
Remington 870 Magnum shotgun, 5 rounds.
Beautiful.
Puts a punch in the end. This is carried by the person who's going to open the doors.
Yeah, so you'd always picture like back in the day, everyone had like a SPAS 12 or something crazy, but the Remington 870 is a very, very practical shotgun, especially for breaching. It can pretty much take any sort of round you want to put in it, and yeah, it'll do it reliably. So 870 is an awesome shotgun. I used to own a couple 870s myself, and yeah, they're very smooth, very reliable, and they do their job. It's an awesome shotgun.
You'll wear it over the top of his body armour and his ops waistcoat on a piece of bungee so it's nice and tight against the side of his body.
Okay.
When he comes up to the door, he has to blow the hinges off, grabs the shotgun, pulls it out, bang,
Easy
door
day.
open, lets it go, and it'll immediately fall back into his side.
Specialist ammunition called Hatton shells are used with this weapon.
There you
But
go.
of course, there are slightly cruder ways of achieving the same.
One of my favourite pieces
Oh,
of
dude.
kit.
Okay. Before, whatever he calls it, this was always referred to as the Looney Tune hammer in CQB school. And you can imagine, just looking at that thing, it's very much something you'd expect to see in a cartoon. That is a breaching tool that I never wanted to carry. It is extremely awkward, extremely top heavy. Even if you have like a catch to throw that thing in, it's super awkward to do anything with it. So I'm pretty sure most units don't use this anymore.
And for entry, door entries. Take this dynamic hammer, hold it, get it a good swing.
Hey, that was quick.
And it will cave the door in.
Oh, here we go. Right off the door, that's sick.
Stun
Okay.
grenades, flashbangs, lots of various names, but they all do the same thing.
Yeah.
Loud bang, doesn't harm anybody, but it will distract the terrorists long enough for us to get into the room to do the business.
Awesome. Very, very fun.
6 Sauer P228, 9mm semi-automatic pistol. This is your secondary weapon, and it's carried in your holster. If you have a stoppage in your main weapon, you immediately get down on your knee,
Good stuff.
draw this weapon, and engage the target. Hopefully by that time, the backup man will be in, you'll be taking out any terrorists from the room.
Quick. Very, very quick. I like it.
Okay. Find your back. Find your back. Back.
Plastic cuffs. Plastic cuff everyone.
Yep. Yes. Dude, okay. This is so cool. I'm like actually just nerding out right now, but yes, flexi cuffs are an awesome thing to have. A lot of times people have just like zip ties and whatnot, but flexi cuffs are very purpose built for what they're supposed to be doing, and they're very hard to get out of. Yeah, you're not going to be getting out of flexi cuffs very easily. With zip ties, those are pretty easy to break, but those things are brutal. And yeah, they work very, very well. It's nice because, especially now with the modern body armor, you have like these panels. So you can just take the flexi cuffs and pre-stage them and just put them into those panels. So whenever you need to, you just pull it out of your body armor, wherever it is. Someone can pull it off your back and you just use them. And again, it's awesome for occupants. You're not going to really be using it for a bad guy unless he, surrendered or what have you. But it's nice for occupants, especially, just to control them. Make sure, even if they were a threat or they're thinking about being a threat, if you put those flexi cuffs on them, they're not going to be doing anything. So those are an awesome thing to have and very crucial if you're doing anything like these guys are doing here.
You get them into the open where they can be ID'd. We train in this kit for months and months, so that it becomes like a second skin to us.
That's a cool way of thinking about it.
So that when we get called out in an operation, we can do the business without feeling restricted.
Wow. Okay, that is such an awesome video. Everything he's saying is spot on. Even for like, you can see it's a pretty old video, but all that stuff is applicable to today. And like you're saying, it's like a second skin. So whenever you have gear, you just want to tailor it exactly for yourself. So sometimes you go to a military unit and they'll tell you, okay, I need this to be this, medical or first aid kit. I need it to be right here. These magazine pouches right here. This tourniquet right here. And like that's not practical, especially for people. People have different body types. People have different preferences. It's nice to give a general layout. Like generally you don't want to have a whole bunch of layers on the front of your body armor in case you need to go prone or whatever it is. You don't want to have anything obstructing your holster. You don't want to have anything obstructing your magazine pouches, because I see it all the time. You'll have people with magazine pouches right here and then right over their magazines they have grenade pouches, and it's not going to be too practical whenever you actually have something in there. So there's general rules, but generally you're going to want to configure it to how you're comfortable with it, because like he's saying, whenever they need to respond and they need to do something, they can just throw on their body armor. Everything's very comfortable for them. They've done all this training with this setup, and even if they did training and they didn't like their setup, they're able to change things around. So whenever you get new equipment or new gear, or you put on a new pouch or something, definitely do some training. Do what you would normally do in any operation, just to make sure that it's comfortable and you can actually manipulate everything on your body armor like you're supposed to. So this is such a cool video. It's really awesome to see all the old school equipment. Of course, it's not going to look like that anymore. The body armor is a little bit better as far as just being a little bit more maneuverable. You don't generally have like the collars anymore with those ballistic vests. Yeah, and you can see those old helmets aren't really up to par with what we have now. Even the gas mask. So you guys can see over here, that's my gas mask, and it has much better field of view than those old SAS gas masks had. So yeah, everything now is a little bit more configured to be more user friendly, offer a little bit more maneuverability or field of view. So of course the equipment's going to change, but you can see these guys were very comfortable with their equipment. So you can bet that these guys wearing that equipment going against someone who has like all this awesome Gucci gear, if they're going against someone like that and they're not comfortable with their gear, those SAS guys with the old gear are still going to roll them up. So it's all about being proficient with your gear, and this video does a very good job of showing how the SAS are definitely proficient with their gear. So again, I'm still, like you guys can tell, I'm pretty hyped up about this. Very, very awesome video. So if you guys have any cool videos like this, I mean, again, this is a little bit old school, but it's still really cool to see. It was very in-depth, and the person talking definitely knew what they were talking about. So if you guys have any other recommendations like this as far as gear that you use or gear that any other famous military units use, if you can find a video that's this high quality, it's going to be kind of hard, but if you can find something cool like this, I would love to check it out. Because again, it's kind of like a piece of history, and you can just see the professionals putting their gear to work. And yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome to see professionals using their gear and making the most of what they have. And you can see they were definitely doing that. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Very fun to check out. Of course, if you guys aren't subscribed, consider subscribing. I do appreciate it. I love seeing your recommendations down in the comments section. This was a very solid one. So, I mean, there are some very solid recommendations down there. So if you guys don't want to recommend anything, you could always go down in the comment section and check out a bunch of videos that everyone else is recommending. So yeah, feel free to subscribe. If you liked the video, hit that thumbs up. I really like this video, so of course I'm going to put the original down in the video description. But yeah, this was very, very cool to check out. I do hope you guys enjoyed this video, but that is it for this one. So I will see you on the next one.